Do you pride yourself on being hardworking, productive, a doer, and you're always working so hard, harder than anyone else you know, to make your life a success, whether that's in your parenting or your professional life, balancing both, making sure that every detail is planned for, sacrificing your own rest and your own self sometimes to make sure everything gets done. And yet, you're wondering, why are you still struggling? Why are you not getting the results you want from your parenting or your own life? Why is it that things aren't going as they should? You're giving your best and you're not getting the results you want. You're working incredibly hard. You've been taught that hard work yields success. Yeah, it's not working for you. You're exhausted, your kids are challenging you, and you're wondering why. If this is you and parenting isn't going the way you want, no matter how hard you're working, then you're going to love today's podcast, where we delve into the formula for success and why hard work is not enough. This is something that no one teaches you. No one's taught you up until now, my sister. So you're going to love today's podcast and how it impacts your parenting right away. Let's get into this. Welcome to the Happy Home Podcast, where we help Muslim mothers create success and happiness in their personal, professional and family life and raise their children as happy, pious and productive Muslims. My name is Sayed-Hossen and I am your host and the founder of the Happy Home Institute. Hey, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to this week's podcast, where we're talking about all things related to hard work and why that isn't going to give you the results you want alone. Now, are you someone who works hard, you put in 100%, and yet you're wondering, why is it that things aren't going the way you want? Why is it so hard to get where you want with your children or in your career or in your marriage? Why are things not going the way you want, yet you work so hard? Now, you might be someone who plans things meticulously and you think of every detail, and yet when it comes to execution, it all goes well until the last moment and you feel like you keep taking, one step forward and 5 steps back. Why is that? Maybe you've planned a wonderful family holiday. You're taking care of everyone, ensuring everyone has a great time. But then on the last day, you lose it and you shout and you scream at everyone, telling them that you're never taking them away again because they're so ungrateful and they don't appreciate you. Or maybe you work hard in your business or your career. You do all the things that you're meant to do. You do all the extras, the bells and the whistles and, things that no one else will do. But then someone else gets the contract that you've been working hard for, or the promotion that you were striving for. And time again, you're wondering, what is it? Why don't I have what others have? Or you might be the employer or the manager who looks after your team. You think of every little detail to make things easier for them. You do the thinking for them so they can't fail, and you support them in every way you can. But you don't know why your staff keep leaving and you have a high turnover of staff. Why are they so incapable when you're the one doing everything for them to make it easy? Now, sometimes we raise our children in a similar way. We do everything for them. We show them how to do things to a high standard. We want to help them in their life, hoping that they will see that this is what family does for each other. We help each other. But then as they start to grow up, instead of helping themselves and helping us, they start expecting that we should be the one doing everything for them. They can't do their homework without your support. They can't clean their room without you helping them. And they don't even want to walk anywhere. They expect you to give them a lift. And you're wondering, how did they become so lazy, irresponsible, incapable? Now, what is it about hard work that doesn't always equal success? Why is it that you've been told all your life that hard work is the key to success? And now you're the hardest worker you know, yet you haven't achieved your personal, parenting, or professional goals. Personally, you might still be struggling to get healthy, eat healthy, or exercise, or you're struggling personally because you're not spending enough time connecting with the Quran or connecting with Allah. In your parenting, most hard-working mothers, they give their all to their children. Whilst working, they're dedicated to both their careers and businesses as well as to their families. And despite all this hard work and dedication, they burn themselves out, putting everyone first, giving everyone what they need. Still, their children are not listening to them, are challenging them, are rebelling, going behind their backs. Or they see their children becoming very clingy or struggling emotionally with anger or low self-esteem, or they're really struggling with making the wrong choices and behaving in ways that are really sabotaging their lives. So despite all of their hard work and dedication as mothers, they're wondering, why are my children not thriving? It is at this point of realization that my clients actually come and work with me. They are professional mothers like me. They're committed to their family and they give their all whilst having their career and businesses and working hard to balance both. They're not willing to fail, so they come and get the professional help they need from me to ensure they don't fail. They don't want to keep being exhausted and burning out, and they don't want to see their children struggle in life. They want what we all want, a life that's easy and successful, that we enjoy, and yes, we work hard for it, but we want to be able to enjoy our lives and see our children succeed and enjoy theirs. If after listening to this podcast, if not already in just these few minutes, you're thinking, yes, this is me, I'm working hard, I'm giving my all, and I'm not seeing my children thrive in their lives, and I'm always exhausted, I need this help, then book a sales consultation with me. The link is below this podcast or above it, depending on what social media you're listening to this from. And here's what will happen when you book an appointment. We'll have a chat about what you're struggling with, and then I will tell you how coaching with me will help you to resolve these challenges and help you to succeed in your parenting and your life. At that point, you can decide to jump on and come and work with me, and I'll start helping you straight away. Now is the best time to come and work with me because I'm offering for a limited time only some bonuses that I've never offered before that will give you the results of traditional coaching of 3 months in only a few days, making it easier and quicker for you to get results. So definitely book that sales consultation with me today because you're going to love every step of the journey. Now, back to the podcast, which is the first step of this journey, understanding, why hard work alone is not enough and what is it that you need. Because look, we are told it's a societal formula for success. Be productive, be hardworking, and never give up, and you will succeed. So we end up burning ourselves out, working hard to succeed. And then we realize it's not working. It's not giving you the results you want. So you work harder. Or you end up telling yourself, well, it must be me then. Maybe I'm not naturally a mother or wife. Or maybe it's not in my genes to be healthy, or I don't have what it takes to succeed in business, in my life, in my career, in anything I do. Some people even go so far as to say everything I touch just breaks. But sister, the formula is the problem. The formula for success, be productive and you will succeed is the problem. And I'm going to tell you why today. It's not you and it's definitely not your genes. So here it is. Here's the formula for success. Let's just jump straight in. I know you're eager to hear it. And this is the formula that I teach my clients and I'm sharing with you because as my community, I want you to stop struggling with this ideology that keeps you stuck and blaming yourself. Now, I teach my clients how to use this formula in every aspect of their life, personally, parenting, professionally, and almost overnight, they start to win in every part of their life, succeeding to finally get the results that they've been working so hard to attain. And now they have what they need to finally win. Alhamdulillah. And as you can tell from the excitement in my voice, that it's my greatest passion to help my clients and my community win in their lives. And that's why coaching with me is actually so enjoyable because I'm loving our time together, helping you overcome your blocks and succeed. Coaching with me is light, easy and fun, whilst at the same time completely mind-blowing and transforming. This is what my clients tell me, and it's true. And you know why? Because even in these podcasts I'm sharing with you, it is an understanding that you won't find any other parent coach in the world sharing. Yet, what I make sure I do is put it to you in a simple way that you can understand. I make it practical for you so you can immediately take action. And along the way, yes, we have a giggle about the quirkiness of life. But that's okay, because it does not have to be hard and heavy. That's not the sort of work you want to do or I want to do. Let's make this business of transformation light, easy, and fun. Anyway, so the formula for success, and again, I'm going to give it to you in a light, easy, and fun way, because that's me. The formula I use for success in all of my training is taken from the Quran and Sunnah because look, this is haqq. This is the truth about how we as human beings and how life works. We have to take it from the one who created us, because this is your instruction manual for life, for relationships, for parenting, for your mind, for success. And in the Quran, I tell you what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran. And, I'm referring to Surah Baqarah here, but it is everywhere. It is throughout the Quran. You will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you that there is good news for the one who believes and takes action, who does righteous deeds in some translations, but it's really formulaic here. What you're understanding is the formula for success. Good news, you will succeed for the one who has belief and does righteous deeds. But that is connecting to success in the hereafter. You do righteous deeds to succeed in the hereafter. But why I say it's formulaic is because you can take this formula and apply it to all success. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you the formula for success here. If you want to succeed in anything in your life, you have to have the right beliefs, mindset. We think of it as mindset sometimes, but it's beliefs here. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, as well as take the actions. Your results will be based on what you think and believe, not what you do. Let me say that again. Your results will be based on what you think and not what you do. You will get what you intend. So being a doer is not enough. You have to have the right mindset and then take the action, be a hard worker to succeed. And if you listen to the podcast of successful figures around the world in different fields, those who have made it, they will all tell you that mindset is everything. And then be ready to work hard to make it happen. Just like you're listening to me now, a successful mum of 5, mashallah. And I'm telling you that your mindset, your beliefs are key to you succeeding at raising your children. Now, that doesn't mean that you just sit there all day and believe and things will just manifest themselves to you. No, you have to take action too. You have to be prepared to work hard, but your action has to be congruent to your beliefs. Hear what I'm saying. Your actions have to be aligned with what you believe. Just like the birds who go out to seek food each day, they believe that Allah will provide for them. So in their search, they have that faith and trust, that belief that they will be provided for. So action that isn't congruent with your belief is not going to yield you the success you want. Your mindset, what you believe, what you think of others, what you think will happen is key, because what you think will happen, not what you do to make things happen. Now let's look at the examples. Let me put this in the practical context. Let's make this relevant to you. The examples I gave you earlier. Let's see why things went wrong. The holiday example. So the hard work was there. The desire to have a good time was there. That was the goal. So you have the effort and you have the goal. You want to have a good time. You want to create memories with your family. But if you believe, and that's something that you say to yourself often, it's there, in everything that you do at the back of your mind, whatever you do, your family, your children, they do not appreciate you. And as a family, it's too hard to have a nice time. No matter what we do, we just never have a nice time. If those are the sort of things you say to yourself, then no matter what effort you make, how hard you work, you will just keep coming back to the same thing. That feeling of being unappreciated. And then even with all that hard work, planning that holiday and, putting everyone first and sacrificing your sleep and making sure it goes well. And yet, with all of that hard work, everyone ends up with an unhappy memory of that time together, thinking, yes, this family, we just can't spend quality time together. Now, what about the work example? Because most of my clients, they're not just mothers struggling with their parenting when they come, but they're also business women, career women, working mothers. So let me give you a work example here. The example I gave earlier where, everything that everyone tells you to do to make you stand out and make you the best and make you, a cut above the rest, that's all great. But unless you believe in yourself, unless you believe that you're as good as the next person or the best in your field, you will not have the confidence that goes with the hard work that you deliver. As an employer or a contractor, confidence and self-belief is key if you're going to entrust them with your business, because everyone can learn to do the job, but not everyone comes forward with self-belief. So here's another example of how your beliefs are key to your success. Now when you have self-belief and be willing to work hard, that there is the winning formula. You will be a winner in whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you want. Because that is the formula that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us. You've got to have the belief, and then you've got to put the action in that's going to help you achieve that belief. It's got to be congruent to that belief. It's got to be aligned with achieving that belief. And this is exactly how I help my clients. I train them to win in their lives. I teach them how to take control of their minds in order to take control of their results. Because that's what we want. We want results. So they learn how to believe in themselves, how to build confidence in every area of their lives, how to lead their children, how to slow down that impulsiveness that rushes us into action without a moment to think. You'll know if you're someone who keeps forgetting to say Bismillah before you eat, that, we rush to action. We rush to action and we rarely get a moment. We don't know how to slow down and actually align our action with our intention so that we get what we want from that action. We don't want to just, if we talk about the example of eating, we don't want to just eat and be full up. We want the barakah from that food. We want the blessing from that food. We want the reward of thinking of Allah as we eat and sustain ourselves to worship Him. We want all of that. Why then just, shove it into our mouths? It's because we rush to action. So if you're someone who gets an idea, and as soon as you get an idea, you rush into action, you execute it, or an idea about how to talk to your child, or how to resolve a situation at home or at work, and you rush into it without thinking it through. Sometimes it feels like a good idea, so you go ahead, but you haven't thought it through to see, is it aligned with what I want to create? Is it aligned with the results I want? And you struggle with just rushing to action, then you know that actually it doesn't always mean just because we take action we're going to get the results we want. We have to stop and think it through and plan it, as you do when you're delivering for an audience, for example, in your work. What's the outcome that I want? What's the result that I want them to walk away with? We do that often professionally, but we don't do that in the rest of our lives. And therefore our relationships are often the things that we sabotage the most, as well as our own lives and goals. Because look, the majority of the people in the world have not been trained on how to take control of their thinking and their beliefs. And even now, when they're trying to think about what they're, what am I thinking? What is it that you're thinking? If I don't know, comes to mind, or, if I ask you, well, why is it that, I don't know, why is it, well, it happens often when we say to children, well, why did you do that? I don't know. We're not often looking, we don't know how to go back and look at, well, what is the reason? What is the thought, the intention behind what we did? It's like we go blank. And yet these beliefs, they drive your behaviors either to success or to sabotage, right? So you're either going to have the mindset that's going to take you to success, or it's going to take you to sabotage. Yet we don't even know what mindset we have most of the time. So I take my clients through a process of, not only becoming aware of becoming really aware of their beliefs, but learning how to remove those beliefs that sabotage us, and then putting the beliefs that we need instead into our hearts and our lives that will help us succeed. The beliefs for success, that's what we need. Now, for example, we have a lot of beliefs that sabotage us in parenting. We might believe that our child has no choice but to listen to us, that they have to show us respect. Now, if that's one of your parenting beliefs, that sabotages you, because the more you press upon your child to respect you and accept what you say to them and do what you want them to do, the more they do the opposite. So that's not a belief that is actually going to help you in your parenting. That's going to sabotage your parenting. And because you already know, when you try that, it does not work. Now, here's another example. When you're wanting to lose weight, if you've got a goal of losing weight, and you might even exercise, you might even have a personal trainer, and you're doing all the exercise, and it looks like on the surface of it, you're doing great in taking care of your health, but you keep eating the wrong foods. You might be at the coffee shop and instead of ordering that green smoothie, you order a coffee and a slice of cake, and you know that you want to lose weight. So why is it that we sabotage our goals like this? And I'm not saying that we can't have the occasional cake, but if consistently we're doing this, because we can't seem to say no to ourselves, or we feel we deserve it, or just life is too hard right now, it's just need a moment to yourself to enjoy, then you could see why you would struggle to lose weight. Now, the reason we struggle is actually because we're allowing ourselves to be led by our emotions. If we feel it, we do it. It's a bit like the example of a doctor who smokes. They know it's bad for them, but they feel like it helps them relax, so they do it. When this happens, we're being led by our emotions. But following our emotions can really sabotage our lives. When we're angry and we say what we really think, that's not a good idea. When we are comfort eating the foods we shouldn't because it makes us feel great. But then you're going to have to then work so hard to burn it on the treadmill. Not such a great idea. Binge watching is another example. When we feel the need to relax and switch off, and then we get hooked on a series, or we're watching reels one after another instead of going to bed, so you can actually feel rested for your busy day ahead. Also, another example, a huge emotional sabotage, that we have in relationships is when we push away our loved ones for fear of getting hurt. You know this, my sister. When you might withdraw your love and not let anyone close to you, or you reject someone first before they reject you. So often we do that. Or you completely lash out and tell someone how you feel, then they retaliate. Of course they do. They start defending themselves and saying, no, you're the one, you're to blame, it's you do this, you don't do that. And you're both left emotionally bruised, when all you actually wanted was to feel close to them and secure in your relationships. Now, it's a funny thing, a client was telling me just this week, she's actually in a long distance relationship with her husband at the moment, and she's always craving to see him, but on his fortnightly visits, when he does manage to come and see her, she gets really angry with him. She makes snide comments, she's not very warm at all. She tells me, when he buys me gifts, or does kind gestures for me, I tell him, you don't need to bother, it's fine, why are you wasting money? So she was asking me for help, saying, why do I do this, Amina? Because I know this behavior is pushing him away, and I want him to come more often, and yet I'm pushing him away. And, she knows it. In her life, she is a loving, gentle person and just didn't know why she was behaving this way towards him. Why was she pushing him away? So she asked me for help. And after I power coached her, which is very deep coaching to get to the root of the problem quickly, it was clear that she was bearing a resentment towards him. And that was affecting all of her effort and hard work to get him home and make it a nice experience for him. She was sabotaging it by being led by her emotions. So I helped her to see what was the belief behind it, and helped her to get rid of that old belief and create a new one, which was more loving and welcoming. I also gave her a little advice to help her immediately, because he was there that evening with her. I said to her, look, whilst you're embedding this new belief, do this and it will help you too. I told her to tell him what you want rather than what you don't want. So instead of telling him when he arrived late, well, it would have been nice if he'd arrived earlier, in a really annoyed, sarcastic tone, tell him instead, oh, I've been waiting so long to hold you. I'm so happy you're here. Because a warm welcome goes a long way when someone arrives through the door. Yet many of us, we seize the opportunity to show our anger, and this does nothing for your relationship, even if for a moment it feels like you got it off your chest. All you're doing is pushing away your loved ones. So you see, when we follow our emotions, most of the time we end up actually getting the opposite results in our lives from what we want. In fact, the fear of hurt is the biggest reason we sabotage our relationships. And the fear of failure is the biggest reason we fail in our lives. Overcoming these blocks is imperative for success. This formula for success that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us throughout the Quran, belief and action, is the formula you want to have in your own life, my sister, not emotion and action. Because we have to learn to resist these urges and temptations that sabotages our goals. I just had to say it. I just had to do it. I couldn't resist. I couldn't hold it. Well, that is sabotaging our goals, and that's when we're being led by emotions. We have to take control of our emotions and create the beliefs that are going to give us the results we want, not the results we don't want. And understanding the difference between your beliefs and your emotions and how to do this is how I help you transform your life when you come and work with me. Then you will know how to create beliefs for success. You'll know how to remove these emotional blocks from your life and resist these emotional urges that sabotage your life. It's a great feeling, I tell you, my sister, when you no longer take one step forward and 3 steps back. And your hard work suddenly starts to bear fruit very quickly. Alhamdulillah. How do you like taking 3 steps forward, then 3 steps forward, then 3 steps forward without having to keep taking steps back? Because if you're like me, hardworking, committed, and not willing to fail, then you will love how quickly this formula changes your life by swapping emotion and action for belief and action instead. This will leave you loving your life, because now what actually happens is you take the hard out of hard work. Taking action now feels easy and enjoyable. Yes, we have to take action. Belief in action. We have to take action. But it doesn't have to be hard work. It doesn't have to knock you out until you burn out. In fact, it can feel easy, light, and fun. Just like coaching with me, right? Easy, light, and fun. You can win in your life, and it does not have to be a struggle that knocks the life out of you. Because no one wants to work hard and not get the results they want, the relationship they want, the success they want. Hard work alone, my sister, is not the key to success. Belief in action, my sisters, is the key. So don't forget, book that sales consultation with me. Let's get started right away. The link is below or somewhere around this podcast, depending where you're listening to this from. But we need to learn this. We were not trained to take control of our beliefs and lead our emotions. And that's why we're sabotaging. That's why we're burning out. That's why we're working hard without seeing the fruits of success in our parenting, in our personal goals, and even in our professional goals. Learning this will change every aspect of your life. Every aspect of your life. But the best part is it will help you create that loving relationship with your child that you've been yearning for, that you want so deeply, because you want the ultimate success, which is the role that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you to be a mum, first and foremost, to do that and succeed and win at it in this life and the next. So if this is you, book that call. Let's have a chat. We'll get started straight away. I'll send you training straight away, right? So that you can start understanding how to make change and impact, in your life, and just start enjoying the gift of being a mother, the gift of opportunity Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends you, the gift of your life. We'll leave it there. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. I'm laughing, sisters, because alhamdulillah, this is what I feel. Alhamdulillah, through learning this, I feel like Allah has given me the gift of life. And I am so passionate about helping you learn this and sharing it with you, helping you create wins in your life. Let's do this, my sister. Come and get the help. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, this is exactly what I needed, this is the missing piece, so let's have that chat. And I really hope that you start telling those around you what you want instead of what you don't want. In the meantime, take care. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a lovely day, my sister.